Morning all. Just been watching your video, Bri. Yeah, I couldn't agree more about school. It's alright for reading, writing and arithmetic, like you say, the basics. You learn a bit of history, bit of geography. If you like sports, I suppose you do a bit of that. I couldn't do sports, I was too fat, I couldn't run or nothing. The only thing I got was the music teacher and that. I had special lessons, like, because I was quite good at playing the piano, as my mum did and her dad did. And I went to the Royal College of Music and got a certificate for playing the piano. Now, I was never as good as before, just playing by ear. Funny enough, Elton John was supposed to have been there at the same time. He took a different path than me. Anyway, that's all I learned. And the rest of it, all I did was learn to fight about 6 or 7 months before I left school. That's about it, really. I was called Fatty for most of that. There was about 40 in a class, and my mate up the top of the town, he says it's up to 35 again for a class. So unless you are particularly what they call bright, which I think is another load of rubbish, you got left out. See, I could never pick things up quick in my old brain, or young brain then. And if you couldn't, you got left behind. Nobody bothered. So I was pretty good at reading, writing and arithmetic. Average, Excuse me, I've just eaten breakfast. God, sorry, I apologise to one and all. Oh, God. Anyway, that's all me. Yeah, so what else did I learn? So it's a struggle to think what you learn. Well, nothing really. I didn't get the cane. Oh, I did get the cane once. I did something wrong a couple of bleeding days before I left school. And they wanted to give me the cane, and I was quite aggressive things. I left school as 20 stone. And I know, I remember telling, I threatened the teacher. I said, you that cane. I said, I'll put a chair across your head. I mean, that was about all you learned. How to be violent. Well, I always liked boxing, but that's a controlled thing, isn't it? Anyway, I leave school, straight into a factory. Never questioned it, like you said. I had the job 2 weeks before I left school. A lot of my old school friends, well, there was of them, they didn't have jobs, and some of them I'd meet now and again in a pub or something, and they thought it was great delight of losing their job and finding it funny whilst pouncing off their parents because they couldn't give them any money. But I was never like that. My first job lasted 4 years. Next one was 7 years. It's all right. The camaradade's all right. All your mates are laughing and joking. But blokes, when they get together, it's all bravado, like, It's just gets on your nerves after a while. And then, because I was always drinking. But I learned nothing at school. Except reading, writing and arithmetic. Nothing else. Mine was, 10 years? I think I started school at 5, left at 15, 1962 this is. And, when I did leave, we didn't have any more money for me to have any more music lessons. I got the first certificate for playing on a grand piano, would you believe? Bits and pieces I had to learn and scales and all the rest of it. But Dad, or me, Dad's wages were terrible. He worked in the post office. It was the post office then. And his wages were really terrible. So, and mine, what was it, £3.06 or something. The national average when you was 21 was around 15, I think. So I didn't have enough money to carry on. And of course, rock and roll, the Beatles and the rest of it, Elvis and all that, I lost interest in it anyway, just came like any other teenager. But nothing really prepared you, like you said, you couldn't even change a tyre on a car because useful things like that they didn't teach you. They taught about, not bank accounts, post office accounts. And so you'll feel very grown up, because me, I felt very grown up having a post office account when I left school. No, before school, you could open one up at school. Like you say, it's, it worked, the hype. When you're only 14 or 15, then, I don't know about kids now, it works. You believe all that crap. I don't know. I think my son, he was what you so-called bright. He learned to speak Spanish. He could play whatever kids recorder thing. He could cook meals and all the rest of it, but not me. And when they say, you're bright, he's got, his brain, it isn't really. All it is a better memory than someone else, which isn't clever. Like, if I could recite, I don't know, a piece of poetry, loads and loads of it, word perfect, it's, oh, isn't he clever? Brilliant. No, ain't. He's just got a better memory. Like, I can't remember lyrics of stuff from the Beatles that I haven't heard some of it for years, or the Stones. Don't make me clever. It just means because I played them so many times as a kid, the records, and nearly worn them out, they're in my memory. It's like anything. It's like I used to think, cool, people drive a car, they're clever. They're not. They're trained. And the memory takes over again. Oh, I don't drive a car, I drive that little scooter of mine, but it's not the same thing. But you learn a sort of how far you can touch the thing on it to control it, control the speed. And it's a sort of an instinct. It's not clever, it's memory. In regards to the EU, I don't like, and I never did like, being controlled by another country. That is why if I do vote, I probably will, because I'm conditioned, don't I? As you say though, anybody can put it in any pile. I never thought a bit about the pencil before. Just erase it, can't I? Easy. Well, everything. I mean, I made enough videos about and songs about fake and all the rest of it. I don't trust anyone. You don't know what goes on. The moment you walk out of there, they might throw it in a dustbin, for all I know. And the bit about Parliament makes sense. They want us to stay in. So they're all rigged. Every country's elections are rigged. America is even worse. The dirty tricks there are worse than here. With Trump and people like that. It's always been the same there. But, I didn't want to go in the first place. I don't know. I mean, you do a lot of research. I think I'm right. I'm not sure. But there was a fellow called Hugh Gateskill. He was a leader of the Labour Party. Before Howard Wilson, I remember my mum talking about it. I was about 13 or 14. And I think he first sort of paraded the idea of the EU. Common market, as he said, trading, and of course it's anything but that. It's all nutters. And I think Ted Heath was the one who finally put us in, but I'm not sure about it. So it's like me coming in your issue and saying, sorry, Bri, you're having no say in your life. I'm running everything for you. You do exactly what I say and when I say. It's as simple as that with me. I don't want another country telling me what to do. I never have liked it. I mean, if all those bloody countries, going back to the Vikings, tried to take over, we had wars with them. I think the Romans were the only one who got in. Second World War, Germany fought them. And what happens? Not a shot is fired. We now get control half of our stuff from Brussels. It's sort of like taking the piss out of all your ancestors, really. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. Probably a load of cobblers with me. If anything I got wrong, I'm sure you can put me right, because you do more research than I do. So, I is going now. And whenever I make another video, I don't know. So, this is me, talking to you, over and out. And you be glorious, which you are. See you later on. Bye for now.